Hello and welcome to Show of the Week. Me, I'm Mike.
And I'm Andy. This week I've been preparing for Forza Horizon 2 by practicing my driving.
Oh really? How have you been doing that?
Oh, you know, driving games.
You don't see this car here? These people!
Well, you might actually be alright in Forza Horizon 2.
Oh.
Because at least if you fly off the road in Forza Horizon 2, Andy, you can carry on driving. Not only is Horizon 2's world 3 times bigger than Colorado from Horizon 1, you're now free to roam anywhere that doesn't have a physical obstruction. I can't wait for you to play it. It'll be like that beautiful moment when a confused elephant is released from captivity. Pretty much everything's bigger this time around though. The Horizon Festival itself now has stages spread across northern Italy and southern France. There are now 7 radio stations and a Rob de Bank curated soundtrack that's twice as large. Even your guide through the early parts of the game, a made in Chelsea extra called Ben, has an enormous head.
Where are you now? Oh, it's a shame. We're just about to cruise down to Nice.
Sorry, it's just that we don't really trust him. He rather fancies himself as a racing driver too, and there's only room for one Horizon champion around here, Captain Haircut. Also bigger, in a figurative sense, which totally counts, is the multiplayer. It's now almost completely seamless, activated with a single menu option that whisks you online in a matter of moments. Online road trips in particular do an impressive job of capturing that feeling of heading out on an epic journey with friends, playing cat and mouse through traffic to the next destination. The only thing missing is taking the entire roof of your mouth off with a magma-filled service station pasty. Other back-of-the-box features include having your swanko festival holiday in southern Europe ruined by the pissing rain, which, to be fair, is the most authentic-looking pissing rain we've seen in ages. One of the perks of having a Scottish creative director, I guess. But for all these new features, the important thing is it's a racing game that's accessible and fun for pretty much everyone. If you found just keeping the car on the road a challenge in Forza Motorsport 5, Horizon 2 is the antidote. The handling's more straightforward, the routes are more sweeping, and the challenges more varied. Well, more varied within the boundaries of driving cars quickly. You're not going to be asked to wire a plug.
On the count of 10, you will be in Horizon.
So there you go, if you want the kind of summer holiday that would be hashtagged rich kids on Instagram, Forza Horizon 2 is the game for you.
I say 10.
So yeah, you can drive like an absolute maniac apparently, and it's fine because everyone's at a music festival.
I thought it was about cars.
Yes, but cars and music.
I didn't get it.
Yeah, me either. Mike!
Ugh, look, instead of me explaining the concept of racing games to you again, how about I get Ralph Fulton at Playground Games, a man who actually made the game, to tell you what you can expect when you fire up Forza Horizon 2 for the first time. How do you ease people into this giant sort of open world full of stuff to do?
Right, yeah, so there's tons and tons of new stuff in Horizon, so maybe the first 90 minutes that you'll play in the game, we're pretty much leading you through it. We're introducing you to the world and the cars and the characters and your place within the game. After the 90-minute mark, maybe around 2 hours, you get this magical moment where the game just opens up and it's up to you what you do next. You know, so you pick your cars, you pick your championships, and the world really just opens up.
One of the first things you do is roll off the ferry in a Lamborghini Huracan. How was that decided on as the start of the game?
Do you know, it was an idea we had right from the start. It's sometimes rare for those ideas to persist right the way through the project. That one absolutely did. I don't know, there's just something like really cool about there's just been this creaky old Mediterranean ferry just that happens to be full of the world's greatest supercars. And then obviously you're in the Huracan, which is our hero car, and you're driving it to the festival, which is in Tuscany, and you arrive just as night falls and the fireworks are going off and the lasers and what have you. And that's really the start of the game.
First hour of the game is also when you'll try your first showcase event. You've got a pretty good opening one, right?
Yeah, it's kind of cool, isn't it? So, I mean, showcases were great in the original Horizon. I kind of feel they're the sort of events that you just don't get in other racing games, and I love that. For this game, we thought, let's bring them back, but let's make them more spectacular, more impressive. So this time, the showcase that you participated in was racing the Challenge Stradale for 2003 Ferrari against a aerial stunt team, like a Red Arrow style jet stunt team. Along the coast of Italy. That's the first of a number of showcases that you'll participate in as you progress through the road trip around Europe.
And they very generously give you the car afterwards. How are they funding this festival?
It probably begs that question, doesn't it? Hey, we like to be generous. You know, in that first hour, we've given you a couple of cars. If you got lucky in the Horizon wheel spin, you maybe won another one as well. So what we don't want you to feel is that you're short of money, you're starved of cash, or that you're starved of options.
There's only so many cars a guy can drive at once, you know?
Every time you level up, you spin the Horizon wheel spin, and you'll win, at the very least, some cash. You could win a big chunk of cash, or you could win any of the cars within the game.
Now, one of the things I really enjoyed playing was the bucket list challenges. What sort of was the premise behind that, and how have you decided what makes a challenge a bucket list challenge?
So the bucket list is just one of the sort of initiatives we have in the game. We want to tempt you off the beaten path. We want to distract you from just doing the golden path through the game, because we've got this great world. It's so wide and open, and we want to fill it with stuff for you to find and do. So the bucket list is one of those things. 30 cars from our car list that we've located around the world. Some we've hidden, some not so much. But each has its own specific challenge related to the car and to where you find it in the world. Each of them designed by our designer, so different difficulty levels, but certainly some of them can be fairly fiendish. But you want to cross all of them off your list in order to complete the bucket list. Of course, if you're playing online, you can go through them with a friend. You can play them all cooperatively as well. One
of the guys who helps you through the first hour of the game is this guy Ben. What's his whole deal?
Hey, you survived!
Ben is the guy who's been entrusted with launching the Horizon Festival in Europe, which I guess is a good job if you can get it, right? So I guess you are one of his friends because he's entrusted you with bringing the Lamborghini Huracan to the festival. Again, a good job if you can get it. And by being in with him and helping him out with that at the start of the game, that's your in to the road trip, which is the central premise of the game. It's the progression through the world. You and Ben and a bunch of other guys are going to go on a road trip. You pick a car, you road trip to a particular destination. Once you get there, there's going to be 3 or 4 events for you to compete in, and then a champion is crowned, and then everybody sets off on the next leg of the road trip. And that's how you progress around the world. You're always moving forward, always discovering new places, using new cars, finding new things.
And Ben seems to fancy himself as a bit of a driver as well. Are we going to be going up against him later on?
You picked that up, did you? Interesting. Who knows what will transpire?
Now it's time to see what you've been saying in the comments and painstakingly painting onto grains of rice.
Where's that then?
Oh no.
First up, your comments on what's new in Minecraft on Xbox One.
Minecraft Xbox One looks quite similar, yes, to Minecraft Xbox 360 and any and all other versions of Minecraft. So, what is actually new and improved?
Lil Wang is incensed, I tell you. Adding more players in future updates just proves it's unfinished, WTF. When you announce something in a trailer, you have to put it in the game on the day of release. It's like saying heists will be in GTA multiplayer, but not having them on launch day.
When a heist's coming to Minecraft, that's what I want to know.
And not until after the bigger multiplayer, I would think.
God damn it.
Steve Monkeys, meanwhile, has a correction. He says, the PC version actually isn't limitless, it's actually the size of Venus. Is that all?
Apparently.
Oh, it's hardly worth bothering with. Next up, your comments on this video of Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate.
There's a crate. Mike, I want you to hit that crate. What is the point?
What?
What? No!
Well, I thought I was doing pretty well, but
I
how
thought
are
you were
defeated?
doing amazingly.
What did you do?
Was it the crate?
Arto90 doesn't rate our performance and says, is it that hard to play? You have to put in the effort to read the objectives of the game. And oh, you didn't lose because of the crate.
Are you sure we didn't lose because of the crate?
It was not the crate.
Because I think that was a pretty deadly crate.
Just forget about the crate.
Oh, fine. The double Hilo, meanwhile, queries the little hearts on his belt. I'm starting to doubt the historicity of this game.
He's got a love hearts on his belt. That's adorable.
For the final word on historiosity, we turn to Varenti, who says, as to why you don't just travel forward to a time with guns, the Japanese characters are actually from a time where they have firearms. Their series is based around Sengoku Jidai, the age of the country at war, where Oda Nobunaga came close to uniting Japan due to his ability to innovate with firearms tactics.
That's what I was trying to tell you.
What was that guy's name again?
Finally, your comments on this video about Dragon Age Inquisition and how Morrigan will have a more human side this time around.
The former winner of the Dragon Age Awards for Best Dressed, Least Dressed and Most Sarcastic, if they existed, is no longer a party member you can play with, but she is important.
B-Buds isn't a fan, saying, "It's hard to believe that Morrigan is someone's favourite. I hated her in Origins. She was so mean."
The Apache 287, on the other hand, says, "Did Morrigan really lack a human side in Dragon Age Origins? I remember her having one of the most varied backstories in the game."
Laura's vlogging had a short list of demands which starts and ends with, "Dragon mounts? All he said was scaly lizard thing. For the love of God, let us ride a dragon."
Agreed. Finally, I Show Joy picked up on the fact that they are really going out of their way not to mention Dragon Age 2.
There was a Dragon Age 2?
No, I don't think so.
Actually, now that you mention it, I think I remember.
No, you remember nothing.
Okay. That's it for Show of the Week, but if you enjoyed it, do drop us a like. I think if we get enough, we get a t-shirt or something.
And remember, if you want to get in touch, we're at Outside Xbox on Twitter, and we will be at EGX in London next week, so say hi if you see us. See you next time.
Did Ralph Fulton invent the Fulton recovery system?
Yeah.
Full Gear Solid? Really?
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right, I'll keep an eye out for it in Forza Horizon 2 then.
Uh-huh.